Hey everybody, this is John at nTopology. Today we're going to be talking about our Stratasys fixture generator in this nTop Live. What you see on the screen is the final result that we'll walk through in just a moment. Before I get into it, I want to give props to a gentleman by the name of Joel Gustafson. I downloaded his file from GrabCAD. I think this was just an interesting bike frame that had a bit of curvature to it that I was looking for. What I want to show in this nTop Live is building a fixture around a weldment. And so I thought this was pretty representative, done a few years ago, but certainly very relevant. I took Joel's file, made a couple modifications to it. I wanted something that wasn't just simple tubes, but had some curvature. I want you to get your money's worth and feel like nTop is really working on real world parts, and that's exactly what you can get here. Now, today we're going to be talking about these mounting standoffs all around the perimeter. Let me jump into another file actually. So it generates a little bit faster, and I think you'll be able to understand a bit quicker what's going on. So this will sort of act as an informational video as well as a tutorial too. When you create mounting fixtures, it's pretty simple to do, but these are just the default numbers I have in here. So when you do that, this is what you're going to get. First of all, I just imported a stupid simple part, a cylinder, and built a fixture from it. Nothing crazy there. Once you have your fixture, if you drag and drop that, let me go back down, drag and drop the default fixture into the input of the add mounting fixtures, this is what you're going to get. Pretty quickly adds them in there. So let's go through each of these options and you'll see in more detail what's going on. Corner offset is the first one. Let me first just go change the value, and I think you'll see pretty quickly what's happening. If I do a series of undo and redo, you can see it's just moving this away in the normal direction. What that number means, though, is that's not how far it's moving in the normal direction. That's your X and Y distance. So if I zoom in somewhere and put the center of my hole right around the 15 millimeter marker, and I go over 5 millimeters to about 20, that's what that number is, the corner offset. It also is the same value in the Y direction. So those are going to be the same. So you're just forming a clean triangle, equilateral, or a triangle with the same distance on the X and Y axes. All right, so that is the corner offset. Your feature height, self-explanatory, but I'll get to that one. I'll show it more explicitly in a moment. Let me change colors. I like using colors here. Makes it a bit easier to see what's going on. Your feature diameter is going to be this distance running across. We'll go blue, again, another self-explanatory value. The hole diameter, right? So your through hole diameter. And the mounting head diameter. Okay, right now this is set the same as the feature diameter. So this represents this distance. It's actually a little bit better to view over here because you can see a little bit of an edge right there, and that's accounting for the diameter of that mounting head. We'll get to fillet size in a moment. If I change that mounting head to something else, let's actually go something a bit ridiculous and go 20 millimeters just to kind of prove a point that nTop is in fact going to build this for you, although it may not be exactly what you want. So it's carving out into the fixture exactly what it's supposed to do. All right. Now, I mentioned feature height, telling me 10 millimeters. Yeah, that's the distance from that flat standoff all the way to the bottom. And then finally, you've got a fillet size that's set to 5 millimeters right now. If I go down to 0, you'll see exactly what that does. It's controlling the fillet in several different locations. I can count about 4 edges there, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, and then over on the back side, you've got your 4th edge. So that's what all the numbers do in controlling this mounting feature. And I purposely brought up this more complicated model again so you could just get a bigger idea, a bigger picture of what this fixture generator does in case you hadn't seen it before. I actually used another beta block in here to create these custom standoffs. If you're curious about how I create those, the rhyme or reason behind them, I encourage you to watch another nTop Live video. I created another tutorial as well that goes into more detail, but I created about, 13 or so of those standoffs that accurately hold this thing in place. And let's see. So then the next step I did was drag and drop this contoured standoff into the mounting features. So that's going to form the basis of the mounting features. It's building them off the standoff fixture, if you will, instead of the default fixture. Here in this block, this is the default size of the standoffs. Yeah, probably too small. It just looks out of whack. What I did was right click and say duplicate variable, and it made another standoff block for me, another variable, and that's what you have here. So if you want to compare the values, you can see the ones that I've got down below are a little bit bigger, and proportionately the mounting features are bigger and just fit this size fixture. So let's see, last thing to mention before we call it quits here. We want your feedback on this fixture generator. This is part of a collaboration. We're doing a Stratasys right now. This collaboration and the functionality that we include for your applications are only going to be as good as feedback we get from you. That's feedback we go out and solicit from our customers and users, but we want to hear from you. If you think there's something missing or something that can be improved, please shoot us a message to the email address shown on the screen, and we'd love to get in touch with you and find out more. So happy modeling, everybody, and thank you for watching.